So usually by now, you guys probably figured out not to roll or not to roll, but like not to level up a second one for ultra rare ships. So it might be the same thing for this video, but I just want to go ahead and talk to you guys briefly on what you may gain if you kept a second duplicate of that specific ultra rare ship for this event. So starting off, we have Guam here, the event banner girl. At this point, it's probably Laffy II. What can you see if you were to get a second Guam? So Guam is a really good endgame campaign ship. She really is. Chapters 12, 13, 14, 15, all very good for Guam here. So I like to think of this as if you really just don't have any good ships for like fleet comps, or like you just want to have like an easy way out, similar-ish to like Musashi, then you go ahead and do so. I think the biggest thing as of right now where I think you get some big value out of Guam is chapter 15, because at this point 12 to 14 is just power crept through like either newer ships or just pure 125 cap being a thing now. 15, she could be really good here. They can both buff each other, so you get more anti-air and more accuracy out of her last skill, which makes it so Eagle Union ships outside of their fleet gets more buffs, so you can do two of them, I guess, and get big value out of that. If you want to make it easy mode for chapter 15, you can especially do that. So I see if you were, let's see if Guam's actually here, probably not. So like you can do so this skill right here, right, it gives anti-air and accuracy to fleet that's not in this one. You can do like Guam here, and then Guam another fleet, and then have like a crazy good anti-air if you run like a pure Eagle Union fleet. So if you run primarily Eagle Union, that'd be really good. The issue is the first boss fleet, most of the time you have two healers, right? And Eagle Union doesn't really have any healer carriers, so you can't really do that. So let's say you have Guam here in place of Breast. She doesn't buff up like Aquila, Unicorn, Perseus, these kind of ships. If you use New Jersey, she does get value out of that for the mob fleet. But then if you use New Jersey here, you won't have New Jersey in other fleet. I mean, you can use Enterprise here. That kind of works as well too. But then your Vanguards, right? What are they going to get? So Guam buffs Sandy across the fleet, so that's good. But then what else are you going to run? You can run like, I don't know, Helena, I guess, Cleveland stuff. But you're going to be lacking a lot of damage if you were to do that. So, like some of the best Vanguards right now for anti-air, it used to be Eagle Union, but now there's like much better options like Shimanto, Scylla, um, Voroshilov, stuff like that, right? There's much better options now for anti-air compared to back then. So, you you could run two Guams, but again, like you don't have to, because we're getting to the point and they're going to keep adding new ships into the game that's going to make chapter 15 much easier, similar to this banner right here. They're going to do that. So if you're a new player contemplating, should I level up a second Guam? You don't really need to. Unless you're purely playing USS and you want to have a little bit easier time in chapter 15, you don't really need that, honestly. You really don't. So back to Laffy here. So there's only two Laffy 2s available as of right now. The first one in the shop, and the second one also being in the shop. So one here, and then one over here. So this is a special case where if you really want to keep a second one, you can. You don't have to use UR bullets. You can keep a second one as like a souvenir or something. But you don't need to level up a second one. It doesn't do you anything. I mean, yeah, you get some good Vanguard power, but nowadays there's a lot of ships that do good Vanguard damage. I mean, specifically UR ships, but you'll get to the point in time where you can make that happen. So no, you don't need a second Laffy, and especially because Laffy II doesn't really have a cross barrage. Like you look at her skills right here, none of these skills right here actually has a cross barrage. So we're getting to the point now where ultra rare ships all have a cross barrage. She doesn't have one. So like, what does she do here? So you don't really need a second Laffy II by all means. It's nice to have one. You can keep a second one if you want. If you don't want to use UR bullets or whatever. But leveling up a second one is just pointless. It really, really is. Like, you don't gain anything out of it. You can't use it in OS. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention many, many times now. I mentioned it like in the previous Is It Worth Getting 2 or whatever. You can't use duplicates in OS. OS is strictly for unique ships. And if you guys just want, hey, I want to use like 2 Enterprise or whatever, you can't do that. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Like, all my ships in OS are unique because they won't let you use duplicates. So, like, if I want to have like 2 Laffys, like, well, I'm going to put 2 Laffys right here. You can't do that. I want to put 2 Guams right here. Can't do that. So, it's only for campaign. And even then, like, I know Chapter 15 is very scary for some of you guys, but it's not that bad. It's not. It is a big team comp check. So if you're lacking like a big roster, that may suck. But you don't need 2 Guams for it. It's a lot of resources. It's more bullets. And if they're going down this route of double UR ships, like every now and then for banners, you're going to run out of bullets very, very fast, even if they do give freebies. So I would advise against it because you're going to run out of bullets. And bullets are like very, very scarce, especially if you're a new player. So it's not worth at all for 2 Guams or 2 Laffys. The second Laffy is free in the shop. It's basically given to you. So if you want to keep one as a souvenir and use an extra bullet until max limit breaker, go for it. But do not invest in the 2 of them. It is not worth it. I think at this point, the only people that should worry about getting a second UR ship leveled up are people that are fully maxed out accounts. Like, there's absolutely nothing left. Like, if I'm talking, like, if I go to my main fleet right now, right? Oh, I should level up a second Musashi or whatever. I have, like, collab ships left over. Like, all my other backline ships are pretty much maxed out at this point. I have, like, these ships left over, and I guess the new banner ships as well too, and a couple of meta ships and stuff like that. These are all my non-120 ships, so I'm out of ships at this point to level up for backline. So if I want to level up a second Musashi, I can, but again, I gotta pay expensive bullets. I gotta use more cog chips, stuff like that. So it's gonna suck. So TLDR, don't do it, guys. Not worth it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys in the next one, as always.